Okay, so as a little update to what happened yesterday, my man Vibin still has not gotten a response from BSG. Neither has Tarkov. They won't speak to them about the 60-day timeouts that they received that are both apparently for RMT. Both of them. Vibin's account is now not only banned, but he got his account reverted back to level 1, and he was kicked out of the OEFT Discord. He was banned from the OEFT Discord, and he was banned from the events Discord that like every content creator that, you know, is relatively serious about streaming EFT is in. All of them. They kicked him out of everything. And the 60-day timeout has been stuck. Like, it's still on him. Same thing with Tarkov. Both of them. So here's the interesting part. In the event Discord, there was an announcement that was made basically saying that, like, if you're a content creator, you have to be careful with what it is that you end up receiving from people. That's it. Like, if somebody's gonna give it, like if somebody's gonna give you half their inventory, it's gonna get flagged, kind of thing. And you have to be careful about what it is that you receive and from who. In that we've been warned about getting RMT, like, or being given items like that BSG would end up policing them, and like we have to be careful about it. That's basically what we've been told. So in the thread, so I wrote a thread this morning basically saying that. So BSG has basically doubled down and said, don't give people gear, is what they've said. Like, just don't give people gear if you don't want to like get potentially flagged for RMT. So Tarkov went and started looking through and trying to cross-reference, like, who gave him what, like, who did it come from, like looking at his VODs, like who gave him stuff, like where are they right now, and what happened with Vibe and stuff. So he's like, I put a lot of effort into this because I know I'm innocent. The ban is false and I've never dropped nor gained anything that would get me flagged. I most likely found the exact reason for the ban, and it's absolutely undeserved and random. There's a person that got perma-banned for RMT a week ago or so. That person was in both of our chats during the Kappa grind streams and played a random fun lobby with us, like scav runs with the chat. That's enough to get flagged and banned. Totally false ban and not RMT. Played with Vibin, and again, it was a complete stranger and random person from the chat that joined 1 to 2 raids. Never took anything from that person, especially nothing big, since I was always aware of the chance of getting flagged. Just looks like a system error. So the belief is now that he ended up in a party with a guy for like a couple of raids for some fun shit, and that person got banned for RMT. And because they were in a party with him, they ended up getting 60-day timeouts. So now it appears that if you're a content creator and you accept a kit from anyone, or if you end up partied with somebody, like let's say you're trying to like just be a bro and like help somebody learn the game, and that person happens to be a guy that's like using cheats or was like an RMTer pretending. So because I party with a guy who ended up getting their account banned because of RMT shit, I'm gonna end up getting timed out by a proxy. So who do you party with? You see what I'm saying? Same guy played with Vibin, and Vibin got timed out the same way. And instead of them being like, oh, no, it's got to be a system error, they doubled down and they ended up saying that it's because of RMT and it's going to stick. Like, they more or less said, like, if somebody's going to give you like half their inventory, which didn't happen in this case anyway, that you're going to end up getting timed out, and there's nothing you can do about it. So I have a problem with this. I have a problem with this. Not because I'm a content creator and because I want viewer kits. It's not, that isn't why. The reason why I have a problem with this is because if you're a content creator, you automatically have a much greater likelihood of like a false ban getting fixed. If you're not a content creator, if you're just a normal gamer, the likelihood of you ending up having your appeal be read, seen, overturned, any of that is almost zero. No one ever ends up getting that like treatment from people, right? Because we all know BSG's customer service is balls. What's worse is that, again, this is another instance of something being announced on the inside, being told to content creators about what they should or shouldn't be doing. It is not being put out into like the greater community to tell them whether or not something is allowed. I don't know how many fucking times I have to say this shit. And it also, if that last bit is true, it also means that if you're trying to play in pickup groups, you're looking for friends to play with, you're trying to just like get a party together, and the person that you're grouped with happens to be somebody that gets flagged for RMT or is an RMTer that's just like, yeah, man, you know, I got a lot of experience, you know, come with me, I'll show you how to play the game or whatever. They just seem like they're super nice and they're helping you out and they're hooking you up with stuff. 1 or 2 raids, you're going to end up having your account timed out for 60 days because you were interacting with them. That's kind of fucked, man. And it's unfortunate because like I understand like what they're trying to accomplish, right? Like they're trying to make it so that the guys that are selling items in game for like real money aren't able to do it as well or as effectively. And they're trying to punish the people that are purchasing them by giving them these 60-day suspensions and saying like, don't do that again because, you know, it could be worse next time, right? Like, I understand what they're trying to curb. The problem is that none of the systems that they have in place are sophisticated enough to know what is legit and what isn't. And if you don't know what is legit or what isn't, why would you take the step to try and punish people that could end up just getting caught in the crossfire when they're completely innocent? Like, you shouldn't be acting in that way if you can't tell the difference. You see what I'm saying? You can't tell the difference. Why are you doing it? This feels like the war on drugs, like in the US, like the war on drugs that has been going on since like the Reagan administration that has horribly failed and has been proven to not do a thing for drug use in the country. Like, it does nothing. The only thing that they are succeeding in killing is the game at this point, because all it's doing is deterring people from wanting to log in at all. It's deterring me from wanting to do it. I don't even usually take viewer kits, and I don't even want to log in, you know? Like, it just, like, it's depressing. People buying gear for real money will never make sense to me. Yeah, I mean, like, I don't get it either, you know? Like, there are people that just, like, they have the disposable income and they're going to do what they're going to do with it. I just fail to see how, like, even with the economy the way that it is inside of the game, okay? Let's say that the floodgates were completely opened again and the economy was doing what it was doing inside of the game and people were, you know, RMTing out right? And like all the restrictions were removed. I don't really remember the economy being like upturned on its ear, like horribly compared to what it is now. It all feels the same. The only difference is like, you know, now you can't list as many things. Like, it restricts all the legit players, but I don't feel like the guys that are cheating and selling items have any freaking restrictions at all. They just end up circumventing the system and doing something else with it. Man, I don't get it. And like, the biggest shame here is that like, we would even ask, people even asked, like, can we share this like publicly, like the actual like thing that was written up? And it was like, I wish you wouldn't. And it's like, why? Say it with your whole chest, man. Like, if you're gonna ban people, if you're gonna time them out for RMT, say it with your whole chest, right? Like, just don't give a whole lot of items to your friends or whatever, and you won't have a problem. Or don't group with cheaters and you won't have a problem. The reason why they won't say it is because they know that the systems that they have in place suck. Sorry, I'm speaking like I'm frustrated because I'm frustrated. I just can't stand the lack of transparency. Drives me crazy, man. All right, so like, I think final thought on this is, if people are giving you guns and armor and ammo, right? In raid, you live through the raid, you get out, right? Somebody hands you 1,000 rounds of BP or something, and you get out of the raid, right? That kind of thing is going to end up getting flagged as RMT. Like, no doubt about it. My concern, or my wonder in this is, if you have drop restrictions set to gear, right? You already can't drop any barter items in raid at all. You can't drop any keys. You're already limited on how many sets of NVGs you can drop. You're limited on all kinds of different stuff, right? If you're going to have drop limits on gear, why are you going to then ban people for being dropped items that aren't on the limitation list, right? Like, why wouldn't you just drop restrict all the other shit that you're saying that you're going to be able to ban people for? Because if people are getting dropped slicks and hex grids and like 600 rounds of 855A1, why are you not just drop limiting all that stuff too? That's the part that I don't understand. You know what I mean? Because all you're doing then is you're just banning people for circumventing the drop limits. Like, you created a honeypot, and I don't understand the logic behind it. Like, yeah, like, why are you giving them the rope to hang themselves? And like, they're gonna do whatever they want to do with their own TOS. It's absolutely their right to do all of the stuff that they've been doing, but that doesn't mean that it's like, it doesn't make you not an asshole, you know, for setting the rules up the way you have. I don't think it does anything.